David, well, congratulations on the film. I just finished watching it and enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Uh,
much.
why don't you start by talking a little bit about your character and explain the sort of unusual situation he's in the film?
So, I've been performing as Brian for years, kind of making short little vlogs and tiny little movies and on the stand-up circuit in England. And so that's that. I've been doing that for a long time. And then I did a little internet radio show as Brian, where he was kind of like the most inept call-in host. So I'd try and have people Skype in, and I'd try and have conversations with them. We'd end up arguing, and then I'd dump them. And then one night, Rupert, the producer, called up, and with the software, started chatting to me. So I then chatted to him. And we sort of during this call, I was laughing a lot, and we created this relationship where. Yeah, and then Chris was listening. He really enjoyed it. He got in contact, and we decided to do it live. And Chris built Charles, and so on and so forth. Yeah, yeah,
Uh, so, talk about the relationship with Charles. I mean, it's pretty interesting about how you pull this off, comedically, but also kind of what it says about him as a person that that he relates to this robot creature.
yeah. So obviously the film's about loneliness, and
Yeah.
he kind of stumbles upon this. He has this idea and stumbles upon this, creates this thing, and comedically, we always just found it funny how, I mean, a lot of it was scripted, but there'd be sort of air in the scenes where we could possibly play a bit, and Rupert would be sat in another room and he'd be tapping away. So I'd ask Charles a question. And so what we always found funny with those kind of pregnant pauses where I'm genuinely waiting for Rupert to finish the answer and for it to come out of Charles's head. And so we just like that awkwardness. And the relationship was kind of, as we continued writing, we kind of late on, it sort of reminded me of bringing up children. I've got children of my own, and just that progression and having to let go in the end, and how they switch suddenly to teenagers and suddenly they want other things, and just how painful it is to let them go. Yeah, so it's kind of a lot of it was from that.
What is it like to work for so many years on a character and kind of have him, suddenly reach this much bigger audience with a film?
It's quite nice actually, because it feels like I've been plodding away quietly, just hopefully getting a little bit better at it. And so, and then what was so lovely is literally working with mates, making a film together. It's like, when's that going to ever happen again? Such a small little crew, and because of the pandemic, we just found ourselves in North Wales. It's like, three of my close friends, and we're making a film and it was lovely. Yeah, it was felt very grateful to get to that point, but sort of pleased that I'd had this tiring journey to get there. Yeah. Yeah.
What is it, do you think, that you wish people would understand about Brian, and what do you think that makes him appealing to audiences?
I've always kind of loved those movies where they're about obsessives, like American Movie documentary, and there's one called Monster Road. I don't know if you've seen that, about a guy that makes little clay. But I love those people sort of getting nerdy and obsessive about things, and I find it really sort of admirable that they found something that they love. And it feels like they're pretty lonely characters, and they chuck it all into their work. And yeah, so I've always been fascinated. I've just loved those kind of documentaries. And yeah, I always feel like, especially, I mean, American Movie is my favorite movie, and I've always felt like I'm a hairbreadth away from being Mark Borchardt. So it's that, yeah. We're all trying to make something, and most of the time it's awful. So Yeah.